ABC, 1, 2, 3, with Miss Kwame and
Whenever you're ready.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Word Work with Miss Wormy. So last time we were practicing our ED endings, and we learned that when E and D were together at the end of a word, they say ed. So right now I want you to practice. We'll first do a little bit of a review. So at home, after the video, once you've watched it, on a piece of paper or just in your brain maybe, I want you to practice saying that, just the E sound. So you'll say E says eh. Say it and write that letter 3 times. E says eh. E says eh. And now we're going to practice that D sound and do the same thing. So say it and write it 3 times. D says D. D says D. D says D. And now I want you to write this ED sound ending together. Write it 3 times and say it 3 times. So we're going to E, D says ed. E, D says ed. E, D says ed. Perfect. Today, this is really tricky because E and D, they do say ed, but I'm going to teach you something new today. Because also, when E and D are together, they actually make another sound. So, we're going to learn a new ED end sound today. So, when E and D are together, sometimes in words, it doesn't say ed. When E and D are together, sometimes the E is silent and we only hear that D sound, the one we practice. So we're going to read these words together and I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm going to underline the ED ending again. So the same end, the 2 letters ED are at the end, but it sounds different. So let's sound it out together. Ill, filled, filled. This time, it doesn't say ed. It only makes a D sound at the end. So this word isn't filled. We say filled. So we only hear that D sound. Let's try the next one. So I'm going to underline my ed ending.
Go again.
Yelled. Let's try the next one. Smell. Do we say ed? Smell ed? No way. Remember, when E and D are together, sometimes they just make a D sound. We don't hear that E. So this word says smell, smelled. We'll do one more together. Buzzed. Good. So after this, once you have watched the video and you're all done, I'm going to post all of these words. There's so many. They get tricky. You're going to do your word work with a scrap piece of paper or on Seesaw after this on an activity that I will post. And I want you to be reading and writing the words, practicing that ED but D end sound. Have fun!